Hey everyone, Colin here at eTrailer. Today we have a 2020 Toyota RAV4. We've been test fitting some hitch mounted accessories on it. Right now we have the eTrailer tilting and folding cargo carrier installed. Let's go over some of the features of it and show you how it interacts with your Toyota. Now the cargo carrier is going to be a nice hitch mounted accessory to be able to get any of that extra cargo and luggage, any other gear you might have out of your RAV4, get it stored and strapped down on the outside of the vehicle so that you and your passengers will have more elbow and leg room so you're not too crammed inside. It'll also increase the amount of cargo you can take with you. You might even have some camping gear that you don't necessarily want to put inside your Toyota. So you can get it on the cargo carrier strapped down and be good to go. It is going to have a 500-pound weight capacity, but be sure to double check and don't exceed the tongue weight rating for your hitch, and just abide by the lower number between the cargo carrier and the hitch. But that should be able to get you, that should allow you to get a lot of cargo loaded up so that you can get to and from your destination with everything you need. Now we have a nice mesh floor on the bottom. This is going to make for very easy cleaning. So if you got that dirty camping gear or muddy boots or something like that, you can just spray it off when you're all done and then it'll be good to go for the next time. We'll have these raised side rails all the way around as well, so you can use those for tie-down points, whether it's ratchet straps, cam buckle straps, maybe even bungee cords. You can use any of those. If you need some spares or you need some extras, you can pick up some here at eTrailer with this cargo carrier. Now, one of the cool features about this carrier is that we can tilt it away from the vehicle. And let me show you why that would be useful. So whenever you open up your hatch and you have a cargo carrier installed, you have what's called a breakover point. So I'm going to set my tape measure right here. This is an automatic opening trunk, so we're just going to have to kind of eyeball it. So as it comes up, let's see where it hits. It was about 29 inches where it hit. That means we could stack our cargo 29 inches high, so about to here, before we would have interference with the hatch trying to open it up. Now, for example, let's say you've got stuff stacked up pretty high on your carrier. Let's go and close the trunk. But you need to access something in the trunk. Well, you don't really want to unload all of that cargo. So what we can do is come in here and remove both of these pins and clips and then let it tilt away from the vehicle. Get rid of these real quick. Now what I'm going to do is take my tape measure again, and now that we've taken the angle away from our RAV4, check this out. As it opens up, doesn't even come close to making contact with that tape measure. So now you can open it up and get whatever you might need out of your trunk without having to unload your cargo. Now if you have a lot of weight loaded on here, like I said, it's got a 500-pound capacity, so if you're up to 2, 3, maybe even 400 pounds worth of cargo, you're probably going to want an extra set of hands with this. Just one or two people to lift up on the back, and then one person to put in the pins and clips. Because it's empty, it's pretty easy to do myself, so I'll just get that done. This top one just kind of a stopper for it, and then the second one goes into the shank to hold it in place. Might need to move it around to get that pin to go all the way through. There it goes. Now we'll just replace the clips. Now with any hitch mounted accessory, you are going to have added length to your vehicle. In the case of our RAV4, we'll measure from the bumper to the outermost point. It's about 39.5 inches added on to the back of a RAV4. So for any close quarter situations, like maybe parking or something like that, when you're around town and you got cargo loaded, just be wary of it. Let's check our ground clearance real quick. We do have a 2-inch rise in the shank. So at the back, we're looking at 13 3/4 of an inch for our ground clearance. You shouldn't really have any issues unless you maybe have a pretty aggressive driveway or a steep driveway. You may experience some bottoming out, but that'll just depend on your situation. Now with that length added on, if we want to fold it up, we can do so. That'll take away some of that length. So if we don't want to unload our carrier when it's empty, we can take away some of that length by removing this pin and clip right here. Just the second one, you don't have to worry about that top one. Now we'll just fold it up to the vehicle. Just replace the pin and clip on the bottom. And from there, let's get a measurement again. This might be a little difficult just because now I can't make contact with the hatch. However, let's try to get you a rough measurement. We're looking at about 13 inches. Add it onto the back. Give or take an inch right there just because of the odd angle. But still, we took away a lot of length. If you want to be able to park in your garage or park in a tight parking spot, you may be able to get away with fitting by being able to fold it up. And obviously keep in mind, if you have it folded up, you will lose access to open up your trunk, but it's not too hard to fold it back down. Now let's come down here and see how it attaches to our hitch. This is for 2-inch by 2-inch hitch receivers, and something I really like about this carrier is that we have an anti-rattle bolt that is tightened down. That takes away the shake and play from our cargo carrier, so it's not going to move around on the hitch at all. A lot of other carriers you see just have a standard 5/8 pin, and then they kind of jiggle around a lot. Not the case with this one. And the last thing I want to show you guys is that we have this automatic hitch aligner that comes with the carrier. What we do is once you install this for the first time on your RAV4, this bracket goes on the shank, you push it up to the face of the hitch, tighten down these wing nuts up top, and then every single time you install this in your RAV4, it's going to line up the hitch pin hole every single time, so you don't have to worry about laying down, sticking your finger in there, trying to get it lined up each time you install it. Well, everyone, that's just going to about do it for our test fit of the eTrailer tilting and folding cargo carrier on our 2020 Toyota RAV4.
Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action. This simulates turning corners or evasively maneuvering. Once we get to the full speed bumps, we'll see the up and down action. This will be just like driving in and out of a parking lot, parking garage, or driveway. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement.